Here we are, living inside of the sound. Volumes all the way up. Volumes all the way up on the headphones. I want it loud. I want it so goddamn loud. I want it real loud. Hi, folks. Hi, folks. Welcome to Jason Jack's majestic houseboat of the day, the special place to go wherever you are right now. Here, I'm going to flip this away so I can't see myself. Can we stop seeing ourselves? God, wouldn't it be nice to not see yourself? Aren't you sick of seeing yourself? I'm sick of it. I'm always sick of it. I'm sick of seeing it. You catch yourself, you catch a mirror, and you're like, oh, there he is again. There he is. There's that guy. And the worst is, I don't know if it's the worst. Maybe it's the best, but at least half the time, maybe more than half the time, when I see myself and when I see my reflection, I'm like, that's what I look like? Isn't that weird? I've been doing this for a long time, over 40 years. And I'm still like, wait, that's what I look like right now? You know, because a lot of times you feel so different than you look. Sometimes I'll see myself and I'll see my reflection and I'll be like, oh, I don't look like that. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like how I look. But a lot of times it's the opposite. I feel bad and I see the reflection like, that guy doesn't look like he feels bad. Or you feel really good and you see yourself like, wow, that guy looks kind of shitty. Which is definitely the better one. It's way better to feel good than and not look great. I mean, that's the ultimate. That's the stuff that heroes are made of, is feeling great, looking bad. Because if you feel great, you don't even care how you look, right? It's not the great thing. And then the irony of if you feel bad and you look good, you're like, what the heck? What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? You know what's funny about this thing I have right here? This VT4, this Vocal Transformer 4, that's what I use. It's a Roland VT4. People always ask, it's not a secret or anything. I've been using these things for over 10 years, maybe 15 years I've been using these different versions of the Roland VT, which stands for Vocal Transformer. But this one I have, for some reason, this is full echo. Oh. It's huge. It's like fucking massive. But this one, over here, it's the brand new one. It just is mild reverb. I don't know if the new one's broken or the old one's broken. Obviously, this is better. Because that's like fucking, that's what we call B for B, bang for buck. Technically, I would say this is not reverb. This is echo. We know the difference, right? If you've been here for a long time, hi, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. This is me. My name is Kevin Tipcorn, also known as Jason Pepperhouse, also known as a guy who hasn't come up with a new regular name in a long time. Scorpy Handleband, Bill Cuff. Basically any name from Andor. You can put two one syllables together, as long as it's not an actual name. It's a name on Andor, like Brim Dola, or Gusp. Hi, I'm Gusp Clan. I'm oh hey, so and so, you know what I mean. Thank you for being here. This is a great, wonderful, super cool, nice, funky episode. Just so you know, I will be in New Westminster, not Westminster, but New Westminster, British Columbia, also known as the eastern half of Vancouver. That's May. I've said these dates 1,000 times, and I still can't quite get it right. May 16th, 17th, and 18th. Okay, get your ass on out there if you're living nearby. I can't tell if people even know about this show. I really just have no. I just don't know. I don't know if they know about it. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have a great time. I'm gonna do some weird shit. So if you want to go, you should go. Get tickets. You can go on my website, or it's on my website, johnnypemberton.dog. Vancouver, New Westminster, Rick Bronson's House of Comedy, May 16th, 17th, 18th. That's 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, 1 show Sunday. That means I got to leave on Monday. Okay, also I will be in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma on July 23rd. Tulsa, Oklahoma, July 24th. I'll be in a place nearby there called what's it called? It's called Springfield, Missouri for 25th and 26th at the Blue Room, and then I'll be on the 27th. I'll be in Kansas City, home of Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. I'll be there. The 27th at the some sort of I think it's a Funny Bone. I'll be at a Funny Bone. There's a bone there that's pretty goddamn funny. It's a straight up fucking hell ass sweet cool bone there, and I'll be funny at this bone. I love being at a bone that's funny. Yeah, baby. Yeah, so those are those. That's that. Pickles and pretzels and bitches and cats and stuff. This is an exceptionally great episode here for you today. I mean, truly exceptional. This is part of the part 1.1.2 of what I call a full-on experimental podcast. No one's ever done this before. If they have done it before, it doesn't count. It's that good. This is the first fully in-the-dark podcast ever recorded, and of course I do it with one of the greatest people, probably one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. I would also say one of the funniest people to ever live. Truly, I would say that this person, who you already know who it is, but has made me laugh more than any living human. Yeah, I'm serious. I really am. Just thinking about it makes me laugh. He's here today, and we do. I'll just let you watch it, but just promise me you'll watch the whole thing to hear this special podcast here with Josh Fadem. Perfect amount of time, 7 minutes. Who can't handle 7 minutes? There's no ads, so suck it.
Can we get a louder drink on that water glass?
Yeah. No. A slurp, you mean? How are we going? How are we doing?
Looks good. Oh, that's a classic slurp.
Okay. Oh, here we are.
This guy's sold water before.
Whoa.
Wouldn't you like a nice, refreshing quencher?
Who you talking
Try
about?
water. Have you tried? Are we earphoning this? Or
No, we're not.
We don't earphone it.
We'll alternate. I'm saying start.
Maybe
no.
I'll give a little earphoning
No,
just to
I
hear.
don't-
Okay, this is a nice experience though
What do
when
you
it's
think?
earphoning.
Sound good? Make sure this is
Stable. This is whoa.
want to make sure. Look at all this.
I thought you said topiary. Make sure this is topiary.
Check this out. Don't drink this. This is a purely a memory. That's a memory. That's a decoration drink.
Okay, so yeah.
Do you have any decoration drinks in your life?
Like one for the memories. Well, I wonder what conservantes E211 is. That's an ingredient.
He's
there.
reading ingredients.
He's reading ingredients. He's greeding ingredients.
Don't read the ingredients.
Agua, aquador. Okay, so there's some things in there. I'm not sure what they are. I'm a real ingredient reader.
Yeah, I actually am too, but I've scaled back.
You scaled back. See, I'm trying to do it more. You're trying to cut back.
Yeah, I am trying to cut back. But you know what? Those are nice chairs, you know. Those are really nice chairs.
They don't scoot. Is
They
the
don't
problem.
scoot, but that's what you do. Here's what you do.
Here's on the rug. They're positioned,
You put your
but
chair,
not for my comfort.
You put your chair in a space you want it, and then you sit down and you turn into it. Watch this, okay?
Yeah,
Watch.
I'm watching.
See?
I'm watching.
This is the
I'm
chair
watching.
want.
I see it. I hear what you said. And you sit down.
I spin into
Yeah.
it like that.
The optimal thing that I heard that
These are expensive
conflicts
chairs.
with me. Well, I hear that they're expensive chairs,
Yeah.
but when you said the instructions you gave were you position them to where you want them, and there's where I had the problem. I was trying to position them where I want them, but those who are viewing in their home theater can't tell there's a rug on the floor.
Take your
And-
headphones off.
Yeah, why? Because it's echoing my shouting.
No,
so
because
much?
it's. Don't put them there.
Why?
Well, why would you put them there?
That looks nice.
Do you think about?
It's good visually?
Is it?
That's good visually.
Is this good visually with the headphones there?
I just forgot your name.
It's Radu.
Radu, sorry.
This feels like
Radu, is that good visually?
It's kind of busy, isn't it?
With both together is great.
Oh, look
Okay,
at that.
okay.
Let's do a tip together. Hold on. Let's
Okay.
do a tip. 3, 2, 1, tip.
Wait, wait, do it again. Ready?
All right, wait. Back to one.
Wait, hold on.
Back
hold
to
on.
one.
Back to one.
I think you can.
Back to one. Hold
It's
on.
going to be a better tip if you do that.
Crossing.
right.
Spraying.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
All right, we ready? We set? 3, 2, 1, tip. Oh, wait.
Okay, jump the gun. Ready?
Yeah, we
Hold
went
on.
on 1, not on tip.
Can I get settled? Can you call action? Can you call secondary
Back
action?
to 1.
Yeah.
Ryder, do you know how
All
to do
right,
this?
settle.
Secondary, we're gonna have there's gonna be this.
Is this obscuring or is this a better composition? These two, the coffee and the water.
Don't ask the second idea about DP questions, okay?
Okay, that's a DB question. That's actually a production designer question.
Well, it could be the DP's
But then
gonna.
the director would come in and be like, I'm sorry.
You just hit the camera. Don't touch the camera. Look here. Okay, so
This is a rattler.
you know what? It needs to
rattler.
be. It's vintage.
Okay.
It's vintage.
Now
I've
that
got-
you've got my respect. You,
Yes.
buddy, just earned my
these
respect.
are vintage Italian chairs.
Yeah. Ooh.
They're from the '60s.
Yeah. So wait,
I bought these for no reason other than to buy them.
you bought them.
They're not good chairs to buy.
They're not good chairs to sit in,
They're
but they're good
honestly.
chairs to look
Can we
at.
get a look at this chair? This chair is beautiful.
Can we go ahead and get a tight on the chair?
They
Can you get a tight?
They actually refinished these chairs.
3, 2, 1, tip. Look at that visually. The chair and the tip.
Josh's blues.
The
Josh's
chair
chairs
and the tip. Let's just get a double tip real quick.
Okay, hold on. Can we get an action from the second AD, please?
Get an action. We're not going to count down. We're going to take it from the second AD.
So hold on. Let me explain to him how to do this. So
Okay.
you say
He doesn't know.
background, and then you say action, and we'll go on action.
We're able to do this. We're able to know how to respond to action because we're both professional actioners.
Yeah.
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 That makes sense. I've never been on a set.
No.
Doesn't matter if you haven't.
It doesn't matter. It's all instinct. Is how it goes. It's all instinct. But we're trained.
What is the movie where he
We're trained.
goes?
It's all inside.
What's the movie where he goes? You know, if you've ever spent a day in your life. There's something where he's like, if you'd ever spent a day in your life, it's like very derisive and benign.
I don't know what movie that. Benicio del Toro. You said
No,
benign.
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 I was going to say
Roberto
demeaning,
Benigni.
but I was going to say demeaning and
Demeaning.
also
Benigning.
belittling and demeaning. I combined the two.
You know if you'd ever spent a day in your life.
Yeah.
What movie is it from?
Come on, you know that, right?
Give me some more hints. Do you know what it is? Are
no,
you
I don't
testing
know.
me or are you
I
asking?
I don't know.
I need a little more
I'm
information.
never testing you.
Let's act it out a little bit more. You don't know. And you would know if you'd ever spent a day in your life.
I think it's even more curt. It's something like, if you'd ever spent a day in your life.
More business? You don't know if you'd ever spent a day in your life. More
Little
business.
John Bernthal here.
Yeah, little John
Wait.
Bernthal. No, you don't know. You don't know. You know if you'd ever spent a day in your life.
I'll do my John Bernthal. Ready?
Okay. We got to go see the accountant too tonight.
Yeah, we do. Okay, this is my John Bernthal. Ask me a question.
How do you do that?
How do I do that? How do I do that? I gotta something like that.
Is that what he does? Is Bernthal's thing? Because I haven't seen enough Bernthal.
It's a lot
is
of-
Bernthal's thing that he's got a lot of.
you know what he's got a lot of?
He's got a lot of craft.
A lot of
He's got a lot of craft.
A lot of
I think he's doing a lot of like physical stuff.
A
you
lot
know,
of like.
how do I do that, huh? You want to know how? But he's so muscular. I think he's a muscle.
I think he's
man.
a smaller guy though.
but he's muscle. He's power. He's got a lot
Sure.
of power behind every move. There's
But you
power.
know what I got a lot of
that-
power of?
Where? In
I
there.
use this.
You think you got more power of this than Bernthal? It's not a competition.
Yeah, a lot more.
Oh,
I think I got a lot more.
Bernthal, you're getting called out. You're getting called out.
It's not
I
about-
modeled your camera.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
You were late on that.
You're right.
Okay, ready?
I'm waiting for action.
Background. Action.
I like it's not in sync. It's good.
No, that's art.
Yeah, it's art.
I like choreography
Yeah.
when they're not all perfect. You know, you get a little.
I think we
there's
all
a
do.
beauty
I
to
think
it.
we all do. If it was all in sync, we watch robots dance.
But Busby Berkeley,
Oh,
they're
right.
in
Oh,
sync
God.
sometimes. But then sometimes you get some sort of
Just a little bit of.
Bob Fosse. Fosse, they're like doing different things, right? Not that I'm any kind of choreography expert. I'm just
Yeah, but-
Twyla Tharp, Bob Fosse.
Have you
Oh,
ever seen?
now you do it. Is
Yeah,
this
I'll-
for this for sponsors?
Yeah, we have to Greek these.
Do we really?
No.
No. But isn't that fun that because we're on set? Did we Greek them?
Yeah, we
Is that what you just said?
You
Greek?
gotta Greek this. Imagine you know what I would love to do is have like a sketch or something where everything's like overwhelmingly Greek in a way that's just super obvious. You know, they're just like.
No, I don't know that
tape on-
term. I haven't spent much time on set.
Shut
Greeked.
up. You haven't heard that?
Greeked? Why do they say that?
Josh, come on.
Tell me.
No way.
Tell me.
Okay.
Explain it to me.
Are you
Why are they
saying
Greeking
that
it?
as devil's advocate? Or you're truly saying that?
No, I really haven't heard that term.
Oh, this is called Greeking.
is it like a it's all Greek to me type of a thing?
Yes, it is.
Like it's all Greek to me.
It's like you make it Greek. So you basically, like, can you say, can we Greek that logo?
Can we Greek that Lobo?
Yeah,
Lobo.
like,
Can we Greek that Lobo? It's going in the bloopers.
Ding.
Greek that Lobo.
It should be, the sound.
Okay, we're gonna be remembering. I'm gonna get crap for that at the end of this. The whole production. Can we Greek that logo? I did it again. Can we Greep that logo?
You know when you throw something in the
Greepo shot first. What's that reference from?
Andor.
Yeah, I never seen it. I almost cracked this open after you told me not to. I almost reached to that. Yeah, you better take that away.
This is from Colombia, I think.
I can't be. No, this is Colombia. Well,
No, this
we
is
would have known if this was
Yeah.
from Colombia. If this
This,
hadn't
I
been Greek.
think this is from.
Greek.
Hey, have you started doing this yet, Josh? Have you started doing this
The
yet?
podcast?
No. Have you started
We
doing this?
started?
Have you started doing this yet in life?
Oh yeah. Well, also
I do it so much now.
Also, I mean, I've had to do it since I have glasses, so I often have to go like this. I often have to put it in focus. So I got glasses. It's too out of focus. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's perfect.
Can I tell you something that happened recently? A little story.
Yes, please.
So I was in the makeup chair on set at work.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I love the way you said, "Can I tell you how this happened?" A little story. I love the way that you're. That's good. And so I've got to remember.
Yeah.
This. I'm watching your technique.
Okay.
I'm watching your technique.
So
I got
let's-
because I
can
got to
tell you
learn.
this little story. So
Yeah.
I'm in the makeup chair in the morning.
Set you up for that. So what's it like being in the makeup chair?
Well, I'll tell you a little story.
Yeah.
I was in the makeup chair recently in the morning, and actually maybe it was the afternoon because
Right.
one of our key set PA came in to
Yeah.
show me the lunch menu.
Yeah.
And she has it on her phone. And she brings it in. She puts it right here, and I'm like, that's what I do. I go, whoa! So I'm like, it's so close to my fucking face, even though it's not that close. But to me, I'm like, I can't read this. Like, how can I possibly read this? It's so close.
But there was a time when you could, right?
Yes, but right now it's like, this is, that's as close as I can get and read it.
Do you think that had something to do with this key set PA thinking that you're so young and youthful? Obviously, your eyes are
No,
the same.
I think it's more just not
That's a
thinking
stretch.
Yeah, that's what.
But it was a
well,
fun stretch.
What I said was, I think I said easy. I'm not as young as I look.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
glad I asked that question
Yeah.
because I got that
You
little
did.
piece of information
Yeah.
out of there.
But I think it's just,
Oh, yeah.
also, no one ever thinks about something because you think about how you look at it. So why would you ever consider the fact that you have no point of reference for someone else's eyes?
Yeah.
So
We're getting to the age now where we have to consider, oh, my
Excuse me.
God. Good Lord. We have to
Consider
consider in our age and our peers that there are a lot of things that aren't as strong as they once were.
you mean like legs,
Or eyes.
eyes, ears? I
Ears?
definitely have lost a lot of hearing.
From listening to rock and roll, baby.
I think from that,
Reggae.
from like DJing and from like playing in bands and all this, just everything, the whole thing.
I went to see a show in Oklahoma City
Mhm.
the other night that was like a band from Niger.
Ooh,
And maybe I'm
that's
mispronouncing
cool.
it. And they're-
Niger.
Niger. Yes,
Yeah.
I made that mistake. So, and they were called like Etren, and I'm also going
Something en
to
français?
Etren de Liar or Lair or
Right.
Liar. Anyway,
De Liar.
they were amazing.
I bet
And
they
they
were
were,
so great.
and it was very repetitive. But the
Right.
drummer, I guess, it was like wedding music,
Really?
But like a rock version of it, they distorted it down. It's like
Ah.
generations of rock influence has influenced this type of music. But the drummer, pop, 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 and it was like I'm not a dancer. I don't even
But
like
you couldn't
to dance.
not dance.
I was like, I gotta jump. I
Yeah.
gotta move. And man, they were good. What did you say that made me think to say
I
that?
think I burped really loud. So we're
Yeah,
talking
they
about,
weren't
no, talking about
burping.
hearing loss.
Oh, and my ears were hurting. I did not think.
Mm.
I go to shows so
Oh, man.
seldom that I go to. I'm gonna say this calm instead of shouting. There's no reason to shout. Other than I'm trying to perform.
I went to a
something.
hockey game.
My
I'm just
ears.
checking, I'm checking my
I
phone.
didn't
Is the
bring.
dog?
I don't go to shows.
The
Yeah,
dog.
check for the dog. Is the dog okay? Is that a dog phone?
No, but Britt has the camera on the dog. Just in case.
Oh, can I see?
No, I don't have it on here.
Oh,
I refuse to use that type of technology.
now are you
Remote viewing. I don't,
are you
I don't
gonna?
like remote
Because I
viewing.
was gonna say, take or leave this suggestion.
Yeah.
You could cut to the dog cam on this podcast.
Oh my God, that's such a good idea.
Take it, use it. Wouldn't that be great if
Yes.
like you cut to the dog cam, you
Yes.
know, and like let's check in with yogurt.
Yeah.
What's yogurt doing?
Yogurt's either sleeping, She's been sleeping in some funny positions lately.
Yeah, start doing that. I
Yeah.
want to see that.
That'd be funny.
You got yourself one extra viewer if you start doing that idea that I came up with.
Who says that? That's the thing, right?
You got yourself one extra viewer.
You know if you'd ever spent a day in your life.
You know if you'd ever spent. Is it a Southern voice?
I think it's
or-
almost like a Tom Hanks and Money Pit sort of thing. Maybe talking
Really?
to talk. It's someone.
See, when I said, I was thinking like
it's someone like
Roadhouse Swayze or something.
it's more of like a.
You know if you ever spent a day in your life,
In my mind, it's like
Good
someone
Day to Die, or that's
telling someone.
Good Day to Die. Is that Young Guns or is that Point Blank?
I don't know. Those are both so old. I haven't seen either of them in forever.
How about Radu? Do you know?
No.
Have you seen either of those films?
No.
Flatliners. It's Flatliners.
Flatliners.
But Point Break, it seems like they should be saying that in Point Break. But let's not get lost in the weeds of these
You'd
quotes
know
because
if
no
you
one
ever
gives
spent
a
a day-
shit but me. You'd know
You'd know if you ever spent a day in your life.
know if you'd ever spent a day in your life. I'm trying to get subtle with it.
It's
Oh,
someone
from
like.
Soul Plane.
Shut the.
Now, am I still? Are you losing me if I lean back here?
No, you're great.
Look at this. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's
Look
gonna
at
be
that
spin.
action. Look at how action.
Look at that, babe. Put your headphones on now.
Okay, now
Go
we're
ahead and do
headphone
it.
guys.
Now we're headphone.
Welcome to Headphone Guys. You're back. We're back, and we hear the phones.
Want to hear something interesting?
Wouldn't it be funny if a headphone was? Hang on, I do want to hear something interesting. And then I got it. Flag my headphone idea. Flag my headphone idea. I thought I just had. That's funny. I can hear that vibration in my
your voice.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I think I've been sick. You're getting kind of sick now, aren't you? Wait, go back to the vibrating one.
You know, oh man, I've been sick for days.
Oh God, I've been
I'm just
so
getting over a cough.
God, I've just been so sick.
Oh man.
I went on down to Tom Jr.'s for a couple days, and they were having a good time. Such a
Yeah.
good time.
This just makes me think
I
of
got
like
sick. I think I got sick.
my dad's accountant secretary. My dad's
Really?
a bookkeeper from the '80s. You know, how you doing, sweetheart? Come on in. She's smoking a cigarette.
No way, a
you
woman's
know.
voice like that.
Yeah, woman's voice. How you doing, cutie? Good to see you. Well, we were over at the field house and we were checking in all they were souping up 4 yards of pipe, and so I guess there was an accident. Everybody's okay, but we lost a little bit of the pipe.
We lost
I
some
don't- yeah,
pipeline.
they lost-
Oh no, we lost a little bit of pipeline.
So
Look
wait,
out for that.
Now, has anyone ever done this joke?
Okay, I'm ready.
Headphone joke.
Yeah.
Telephone's ringing, right?
Okay, telephone's ringing.
Wait, maybe I need to do it on this side.
What? What's going on here?
This is gonna be a good jig.
Okay.
You go ring, say ring, ring, ring.
Ring, 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 ring.
Now grab my head and pick it up like it's a telephone.
Like you grab your hair.
Or no, like my head, like two.
Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
I don't quite get how
You
it's.
get it? I guess it's
Right,
I'm
but
the phone, right?
you're the
Here, I'll
phone.
be your hand for a second.
What's
So, ring, 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 and then
Hello.
yeah, what's going on, Johnny?
I was wondering if you had if your kids had time to come over and play with the dog.
Yeah, let me check, sweetie. Sue and Arthur are beautiful children free this afternoon. to
Why
go
are
play
you
with the
talking so
dog.
awkward to your wife about that? You got about
We
to
just
murder
got in a
them?
fight.
Oh, you got in a fight. Okay.
Yeah, and you just
Sounds
call
like
them
you're
to
about to
the fight.
murder them or something.
No,
like
no,
that.
no, no, no. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
But anyway, this new invention, the headphone.
Okay, hold on a second. I gotta ask someone.
Yeah.
Hey, is it cool if Sue and Arthur?
Sue and Arthur.
Sue and Arthur come?
That's the hardest part about improv. Is coming up with fake names quick for me.
I sometimes.
You're good at it. You
Yeah,
got fake
but
names
that's 'cause
queued.
I practice a lot. I really honestly
Oh,
practice.
really? You practice?
I'm not practicing on purpose.
How many
I'm just
interviews
sort of,
did you see where Jim Carrey was like, I used to make faces in the mirror? How many interviews have you seen where he said that? Remember in the 90s? Every interview is like, I used to make faces.
Yeah.
And the stand-up, I used to make faces in the mirror. I was looking at this person. So you practice like Jim Carrey's making faces in the mirror, coming up with good fake names?
I think I do, yeah. But I don't
Well,
do it.
can you give me 5 real quick?
Lance Gormstein,
That's a good one.
Bill Stevens,
That's great.
Cassie McClure.
That's great. See, I wind up going back to the same
How about
syllable.
Devin Storm?
Devin Storm.
I also do a lot of double ones where it's like Bill Mama Keats,
That's a good one.
Tom Freywater.
Yeah. See, sometimes, okay, for me, I get
Freywater.
excited watching. Like, that's really funny.
Tom
That's really funny coming up
Freywater.
with all those names. And then I start, you want to like suggest one. You're like, all I'm going to do is come up with one. And then you say 5 more. And then I'm like, Grant.
Grant
Troblosen.
Grant Spillfeast.
mixer fasten. You know, it just it doesn't come out. I think you got to do it straight.
I have a whole name,
Oh, you do a nameless, huh? You do
yeah.
a nameless, don't you? So you've
'Cause-
been doing nameless, huh?
Yeah, I've been doing nameless for a long time. I can show you some of these names we got. I've got some really good. Actually, I found a really good one recently that came in a spam email. that
Michael Kamen.
Michael Kamen's a good one.
Hey, Michael Kamen, you know, he's a famous film composer.
Is he
you know,
really?
score by Michael Kamen.
Michael Kamen.
But I wonder if anyone if anyone ever said to Michael Kamen, I think he did like Lethal Weapon movies and stuff
Really?
like that. You know, but I wonder if anyone ever said to Michael Kamen, like if he walks into a
Michael
room,
fucking
hey,
Kamen.
Michael Kamen came in through the back door.
or just Michael came in and here he is.
Michael came in and what? That's it. Just
I-
Michael Kamen.
I
He's
have a
doing the
good-
music for. So Michael Kamen is doing the music for our movie. Michael Kamen. What's his cousin's name? Michael got out of here.
What's his Michael? Pulled out. What's his cousin's name?
Michael came in a vagina.
Michael pulled out.
I wonder if anyone said that to him. Was like, Michael came in a pussy.
I can't see. Well, whatever. I gotta,
Michael came in a pussy. Michael came in a pussy and had 3 beautiful children.
Actually, I think
Ted, Sherry, and Ronald. I came up with those names real quick.
I'm gonna find this. This is I have to find this to tell you this because it's such a good name.
Take your time. I'll vamp. Michael came in a pussy. Michael came in had 3 beautiful children. 3 beautiful children named Ron, Daryl, and Susie. See, I went back to Susie. You see, I can't. Susie was. I used to have Jerry always queued up as my fake name. Jerry. I was always like Jerry this, Jerry that.
Obvious, I think.
Well, see, I guess I'm just a fucking obvious amateur over here. I don't know what.
Jerry sounds like it's
Sounds like a fake name. No one's named Jerry.
Well, my neighbor's named Jerry, but he's also an old man.
See, I mean, I guess I was a Jerry guy for years. I would always say Jerry. I would use Jerry.
You play that character. Take a cookie, Jerry.
No, but I
Right,
would
that
just
was Jerry?
I would intentionally every
Can't
sketch
fucking
video
find
I
this.
do for years, I would intentionally name every character Jerry because I
You
thought
would?
it was a joke that. But you know, these jokes that amuse you, but no one else is paying attention. Like I made like five or 6 Jerry sketches. You know.
You did, yeah.
And I named them all Jerry, but they were all different
Jerry
characters.
Take a Cookie is pretty great.
Jerry, take a cookie.
Jerry,
with
take a
Ryan Perez.
cookie.
Jerry, take a cookie.
Jerry, I think about that a lot.
Jerry, take. Well, that was
Take
like
a
a real
cookie.
joke because I was like, someone was like, "You want a cookie?" And I was like, "I shouldn't. I shouldn't." I
know I sent
based
this
off
to
real
Duncan.
experience. You know, that's the thing about art. You
I
look at your
actually was-
life.
I was-
when I make my art. When I'm art making, I look at my life and I say, "What's funny about this?" You know,
Have you
don't you do
started-
that when you make your art?
I think
I say, "What's funny about this?" How
I
can
guess
this-
I
how
guess
can
I
make-
don't.
How can I make how can I make the audience understand?
I can't fucking
What's so
find
funny
this.
about
It's
my life?
gone.
My life is just so crazy, and
It's
I
gone.
just think about my own life and I laugh and I laugh.
Do you
and I
think
think
that,
other people can laugh at this too?
I was thinking about this the other day for real. That I think a lot of the modern artist folks who are men. It was a piece of Josh's hair I was discarding. A lot of modern artist men, especially in the comedy space, I think they're kind of anti-art.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? In terms
No.
of like the
You gotta
idea.
name names.
I could name name. It's more like it's so many names as
If
it
you
makes sense.
named
in-
names, would that be shit talky or would that just be
You could just quote. There's
you're
something
just
like
stating? You're just
Norm
stating-
Macdonald famously says stand-up is not art; it's craft.
Yeah,
don't
well,
know anything
see,
about
I feel like,
But he's an artist.
but also, Rado and I argue about this all the time, and I think there's like a Venn diagram between craft and art. The craft of stand up is terrible because it's like, it's not even a craft. I would say it's a trade. It's as low as a trade, don't you think? Sometimes stand up's like a fucking
Is that
trade.
not what a craft is?
No, because a craft implies more artfulness, whereas a trade is like you're a licensed plumber. You can go to someone's house and you ply your trade. You know, like you do the things. But I
You're
feel like-
saying one of you is saying that stand up is a trade and not an art?
I think it can be like a trade sometimes. Stand up can be like a trade because you're basically, when you go to a place and you're performing for people, you're essentially babysitting them while they eat chicken fingers and drink alcohol.
Well, if that's a comedy club.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
but the majority of comedy is experienced in a comedy club. The vast majority of it is.
Correct.
I'd
and
say
so-
more. I've done more comedy not in comedy clubs.
Yeah, that's you though.
Yeah, but
you're
I'm
more-
a person.
You're more of an artist, and I would say that the whole thing that
Is
Some-
one. Go on.
some of the quote unquote manosphere guys, I think that a lot of them are actually pussies because
Pussies.
they're truly pussies because they're scared to have any type of thing that would be considered like artful or having like taste. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I think having like a certain specific taste in something implies weakness or maybe like femininity. You know what I
Having
mean?
a taste, like having a voice.
Like
or
let's say having like a preference for something like, oh, I like oh, this tastes bad, you know, like this is like not fine enough, it's not good enough for me, a certain thing, like you having standards in terms of like things in your life being really good and fine and well done. I think there's a lot of idea that like being a man is like being like, oh, you know, I don't give a shit about this and that. You don't give a shit about like, oh, this is just have some meat or not have something that's like
I don't need salt on my meat.
or just having things that are maybe I don't,
That's for
something
pussies.
like that. Just
What? Eat it plain, pussy.
that are like I don't know, like having like a preference for something. I don't know. Like let's just say I wanting something to be truly organic in a way that is like being persnickety about certain things. I think can be interpreted by some people as being anti-masculine, which is by default feminine.
Yeah. How do
When
you
I think
feel
it's,
about it?
I feel the opposite way. I think there's people where I think you're being a pussy if you're scared to really have like a hardcore stance on something, like taste wise. If you're willing to lessen any aspect of what you want, then I think it makes you more of a
Can you give me an example of
makes
that?
you-
Willing to lessen any aspect.
like willing to like cut corners or willing to settle. If you're willing to settle for something, I think if it's not a matter of
Can you give an example or a metaphor?
like
Or
just
an example in
you know
comedy
what?
or a metaphor.
having bad taste in general
Yeah.
in any aspect of your life, not willing to have like engage your senses in a way that's meaningful, and like
I need an example because I can think of
God.
lots of things that you're saying, but there's a lot of
It's too subjective. Yeah.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
there's a lot of it's you know, like
I guess I think about like a lot of stuff that I'm really interested in with someone who is unlike me might call it gay. But I think it's not gay at all.
Now, are you thinking
It's-
of someone that you interacted with recently or at some point in
No.
your life who might be like-
Probably yes and yes.
okay,
But also
but you don't want to name names.
no, but I can't think of a specific example. I'm just thinking about the general culture of a lot of men is to be sort of poo-poo stuff, that's poo-poo things that are fine and maybe like
Right, or unique, or a
or
subgenre or a subculture,
or maybe something that's subtle, has a subtle aspect to it, as opposed to being like overwhelmingly like oh, this is such a huge explosion versus maybe Shirley MacLaine and they
Sweet
came
Charity.
running.
In what?
They came running. Some came running, right? Some came running.
I don't know that one.
No, it's the one movie you haven't seen that. I think it's like I'm so surprised you haven't seen it.
Who's in it?
Shirley MacLaine,
Who else?
Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin.
Oh, it's
some
kind of
other
one of their
people.
like, hey, we're all fucking each other. we're all rat packs over
I
here.
think probably
We're
yeah.
charming rat
Well,
packs.
Shirley MacLaine was.
We all had a chance to ball Shirley, didn't we?
Shirley was very. Oh, she wrote a book and she said that she
balled them all.
balled them all except Jack Lemmon. It's the only one she didn't ball.
Oh well, Jack Lemmon, he wasn't a rat pack.
No, I'm talking about every
Oh, in that movie,
every man she worked with.
she balled them all except Jack Lemmon.
That's what she says.
Now, was it just like she didn't want to ball Jack Lemmon, or Jack Lemmon was like, I got a wife, all right?
I think maybe Jack Lemmon said no. I also think, I bet Jack Lemmon was gay.
Well, you know what?
You think he's gay? Maybe.
I think it actually works. Maybe that was an acting craft. She's probably talking about The Apartment. I know that. I think there were a
Yeah,
couple
The Apartment, right?
and it makes sense that she shouldn't.
Yeah.
If you think about that movie, they shouldn't screw in real life. The whole movie's him like
Right.
yearning and longing for this woman who's fucking everyone, you
Right.
know. So or who's fucking the boss.
Yeah, fucking the boss. What's
I hate
that guy's
saying the
name?
F word. Fred McMurray.
God,
That's
such
the
a
F
cool
word.
guy.
Too rude. I should
know
say
what?
effing.
You can say the F word as long as you don't say.
Isn't that funny when people come on a podcast and they go, "Can we cuss?" like I've in my
I do
podcast
feel that
doing,
way sometimes.
in my podcast doing. I feel like I've had a number of people. Are we? Can we cut? Can we cut? Like, oh
Can
no.
Can I
no.
cuss here?
Can I cuss? Are there any children watching?
Yeah, this goes on NPR.
NPR. Yeah. So
But you can cuss on NPR.
Oh, for real?
Sometimes
br-
they let
do
it
they bleep
slide.
it?
I heard them. They let Meryl Streep say "fuckable,"
Oh, well, Meryl Streep.
Isn't that
she's-
crazy?
She's a great actress.
but she said "fuckable."
Well, she's a great actress.
But I think they were probably so proud to let that through. They're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna let it through.
Meryl's fuckable's
Look,
okay.
Meryl said it, and she's talking
Wait,
about.
rewinding to some of this interesting discussion we were having.
I have a feeling what I'm saying is
no,
basically
let me get-
all coming from here.
Well, let me see
It's
if I
all-
can let me see if I can make some sense of
Yeah.
of some of the stuff that you said. So, like, I'll just say I'll speak for myself.
Yeah.
I like different kinds of different things. The more and when I seek it out, it's because I get excited about it. I like different kinds of food. I like different kinds of movies. I
Right.
like different kinds of music. I like different kinds of comedy, and whatever. You know, when I
Right.
see different kinds of art, I may not be like an expert on it, but I'm like, I like seeing.
It's
oh,
interesting.
you can do a lot with each thing.
Yeah.
And so and that gets I get excited. You know, comedy. If we're getting a comedy, I get real into all kinds of types of comedy, and maybe I'll talk to someone who knows I do comedy, and they're like, "Who do you like?" And I'm like, "I like this person." Like, oh, I wouldn't think that you'd like that
Really?
person. It's like, I may not do my comedy like that person, but I
You know,
like that type of comedy.
That's
you know?
actually a thing.
Is that anywhere near what you're talking about? Of like the person who's like,
Yeah, I guess it is
a-
kind of. It is kind of. We're like, if you act like a brute, it doesn't mean you shouldn't have. Your life shouldn't be the same way. It's like how Charlie Parker used to love country music.
Mhm.
He loved country music. People were always surprised by that. It's
Yeah.
like he likes the way he likes the way it's because he's like he's also a fucking genius too,
Yeah.
like hardcore genius.
he didn't make country music, but he
no, but he
liked it.
liked it a lot. I think there's a lot of guys who don't listen to what the kind of thing that they make.
Yeah, it's like I'm a
Right.
comedian and a comedic actor,
Right.
but I like art films. I like sad
Yeah.
films.
Mhm.
I like boring films, you know.
I guess I mean the whole any
But
kind
I
of
also like funny ones.
any kind of like brutishness that's associated with masculinity, I think, is completely off.
So what's something brutish that's associated with masculinity?
Brutish, just anything, any sort of like slovenly, kind of like
Like being lazy,
anything
sitting
that's
on the couch, watching
anything
football?
anything indelicate, anything that's like sort of not caring about really.
Let me present you a binary.
Yeah,
Between
see, this
pu-
is
Are you
gonna help.
mic'd?
Yeah, yeah.
He's Mike.
Oh,
Between
good.
punching up and punching down, which one feels more masculine to you in the current societal context?
Oh, okay, that's what we're talking about.
Punching up, obviously.
That's what we're talking about.
Well, I was watching
I
this
see.
this
I
Brian
see what we're
this
talking about.
Jonestown massacre, the Jonestown. I was watching a documentary about Jim Jones, a
Jim
four-part
Jones.
documentary.
Jim Jones, not the Brian
Jim-
Jones.
Jim
Not
Jones.
the band.
I had no
But
idea.
I do like that documentary dig about the Brian Jones.
Okay,
And Dandy Warhols.
I knew nothing about Jim Jones at all. I knew nothing.
Jim Jones.
The
Yeah.
Reverend.
The Jones
Nothing-
Hound,
nothing about
not
Jim Jones.
The band.
Did you know? I mean, he's like was an absolute psychopath in a way that it's like kind of he set the bar. In a
Yeah.
way. Like he truly,
He really did it.
he really did something where it's like just so incredibly evil that it's kind of stunning how bad he was. I just had no idea. But God, what was I gonna say about Jim Jones? Some bullshit about him.
He
I
tricked
can't-
everyone.
He
He
ended
made
up
he made
being-
everyone think he was a woo woo good guy, open minded.
He ended
you know?
up evil, but I think he started off basically being one of the only voices that was like listening
Oh,
to the mentally ill and poor.
But that's what makes him so evil. Is that whole aspect
Yeah,
of it?
yeah.
He was so like, he was so all about
disagree.
integration. But you're also a social. You're a fucking
I'm a
commie.
full-on
He's a
communist, yeah.
commie.
But
You know, Ryder's a communist.
basically,
After you said Charlie Parker, I have not been able to get the Charlie Pride song out of my head.
Oh, which one?
You've got to kiss an angel good morning. You know that one?
I don't like that one. I like.
I liked it now that it's in my head. Kiss an angel good morning.
You know what, Josh? I think it's time for us to go dark.
Okay, whoa, we're going to. I feel
Okay.
like when you got thoughtful and serious, I was like, oh, don't get thoughtful and serious because I don't have anything to say about it.
Yes, you do. You always have something to say.
Well, but I just don't. I'll say if we're getting thoughtful and serious before we go dark, I'm like, do I want to put that out there about myself? Do I
Why
want to
not?
put opinions out there? I don't
You
know
should-
because
you're
day
way
to day. Here's the thing about opinions. Day to day they change, and my stance on most opinions. Are we going totally dark or a little dark? We're changing. Well, okay. Should you set people up what we're doing, or are we just going to do it? Now, here's what I like. I'll tell you what I like. I like changing things up. I like experimentation. I like doing things a little bit different. And I like that this is the that I get to be part of this. Are we at the executive buffet today? You kind of change, but like you said, that you call it Johnny Pemberton Podcast. Is it going to be rebranded after today? No. It's going to be called the Executive Buffet. So then it's the Executive Buffet. On the Executive Buffet, Johnny Pemberton is playing with the form. He's doing a new thing you haven't seen.
This, by the way, this lighting right here.
No one's done this.
This might be the coolest one.
Oh, this lighting. This is pretty cool, huh?
This kind of looks like the Gangland interview
Now,
lighting.
allow me to plug what I've been working on. I've been working on a show myself, and it's called Here Come the Details. And I'm plugging it because I like to play with the form. Just like my good friend Johnny Pemberton likes to play with the form. A lot of men, a lot of masculine men might have a problem with that. They might say, whoa, why don't you just do it? Aren't you man enough to just, like John Bernthal might say, or someone that John Bernthal might play in a movie. We like John. We appreciate John. John shouldn't change. That's the thing. I'm not interfering. We're not interfering with John Bernthal's space. We're actually John Bernthal fans.
Hold on a second now. Hold on.
Okay.
Put your headphones on.
Okay, put your headphones on. Put your headphones on my shoulder.
Let's be
You know
real
that?
mellow.
What?
Let's be real mellow right now.
Okay, so we're going down. So people don't know what we're doing here.
Let's just do nothing for a second.
Johnny, just
Yeah.
the main cam.
But yeah, just the main cam.
Now, what's going on with this green screen
it's
over
kinda
here?
out of
That's
focus.
interesting.
How about now?
We're changing the form here.
Still very blurry.
Okay, hold on. Okay, we can always edit this.
Oh wait,
You can always edit it. No, I think that this is part of it. Well, that's the hard thing with making this type of new
Problem right
media.
now.
Is it, do you edit it
Hold
out
on.
or do you include it because people like to see the process, or do you want to make a full standing piece that's tight?
Yeah,
I like to play with the form. I think that that's always been something that's been interesting to me. And of course, mastering a form is part of it too. But you know, even this tone I'm playing with here right now, I'm being both sincere and ironic. That's where I think it's fun to play. But I also, you know, a lot of people like to be edgy and be like, is he doing it for real? Is it a bit? I like playing with this thing of like, yeah, he is doing a bit, but
Okay.
he's also letting you in on the bit.
Right
That's
now-
a fun thing for me to do.
Josh,
Yeah. What's going on? Johnny, so tell me what's going on, because I can't see.
Okay,
I can
okay.
see these red lights.
I know, but that's just what is that red light?
That's
on?
unfortunate.
What is that?
Yeah, what is that?
I'm asking you. What is that? It's on-
Are you asking me? Oh, there's this red light, but those red lights right there.
What is the red light you're holding in your hand?
I'm holding.
But what is it?
it's a fog machine light.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's turn that fog machine off for a minute.
What did he even find the fog machine?
Oh, it is working.
I turned it on. Okay.
It is. I can smell
Okay,
it. It's funny.
Put
the light
that
down.
coffee down.
Oh man, that is
Put
some smelly
that
fog
coffee
machine.
down. How is it going in there, Radu?
This is remarkable.
Okay, so right
Okay,
now,
how did that fog machine look?
I don't know. Let's
Very
just
funny.
enjoy the darkness for a minute here. Okay, so Josh,
Enjoy the darkness.
right now we are currently Josh and I are in almost pitch black darkness. I need to shore up a
If I
little bit
face
of light,
the other way and don't see those red lights,
but you can't see my face. I cannot see your face.
no,
at
you
all.
don't know what kind of facial expression.
I have no idea. So my idea with this, so this is an idea I've been thinking about for quite a long time
Yeah,
now.
I like that you're executing it.
My
Hey,
idea was that.
congratulations on executing.
Thank you. My idea was that it would be fun to do a podcast in the total darkness because, you know, how when you're talking to someone, there's sort of an expectation to make occasional eye contact, or there's just like, I don't know about you, but I feel myself feeling and looking like I feel like I can sort of like, I'm overly aware.
Yeah.
And with this, the component, the visual component is just gone. You know what I mean? Like right now, the visual component is totally gone. So
Now,
there's
but what
nothing to
about for the
consider at
viewer?
all.
That's what I'm curious about.
Well,
As a
here's-
performer, I'm
here's the
curious about the
thing.
viewer.
Right now, the viewer can see us because this is being filmed in infrared
Wow.
using those special lights right there. They're
Trick
illuminating us.
photography. That's trick photography.
And the camera, the
It's the same
camera.
setup we had on the Chris D'Elia documentary.
Is
Can you
this-
believe that?
What is you saying?
I don't want to talk about that guy. Don't bring that. Don't bring that.
Radu, did you make a documentary on that guy?
No.
He did not.
Oh, you said we.
Yeah.
I'm doing a bit.
Oh, okay. See, here's something I'm learning recently. I can't tell when people are doing bits a lot of the times.
Because you're
unless-
autistic.
You think I am?
Probably a little bit, yeah.
See, that was my thought. Is that maybe I'm autistic because
I think you're definitely
I take
slightly
it
autistic.
Sincere. I take it sincere.
But you know what? I think this whole thing about autism is so overblown in a way that we'll never return. It's going to take 10, 15, 20 years to get back to
Yeah.
where we used to be.
I mean, I
where-
got at
What's
least
that
the initials that I have in my diagnosis pocket are ADHD,
Yeah,
OCD.
but that is a
those are
there's-
all
there's
those
a
are all good
strong-
cousins, siblings, friends
Yeah,
of
there's
autism.
a crossover there between
Yeah.
those two.
But I'm also highly sensitive. I can tell what people are thinking. I
Yeah, but-
usually know what people are
But
thinking.
that's also why you're an actor. That's why you're a good actor. I
Thank
think
you.
is being sensitive is part
Thank
of the
you.
whole
I didn't
thing, right?
elicit that compliment or anything.
It's not. You know what I always say when I
What?
compliment someone? I always say it's not a compliment. It's just true. But is a compliment? I always think is a compliment a lie?
Tell me, is a compliment, or that makes me ask the question: is a compliment all in the perception of the experiencer of the person who receives the compliment?
I wonder. I don't. That's what I'm
Like,
wondering
what if
right
you
now.
said something like, say something doesn't have to be based in reality that's
Yeah.
rude to me?
Um,
Like, my
Your-
hair looks stupid.
your hair smells terrible every time you walk by.
Thank you. Like I liked that.
But
I
that's-
liked that.
but that
So-
means-
I played the guy who liked that.
But that means that you think terrible is a good thing.
Exactly. That's the experience of the complimentee.
Okay.
So is that where the compliment is coming from?
I don't know. But you know what I mean?
I
When
mean, a compliment.
did you
is
ever
just-
compliment someone and they're like, "Oh, thank you. That's so nice."
Yeah,
But
I've done that. That's happened to me.
Right,
That's
but
so weird. That has
sometimes-
happened to me.
sometimes I'll be telling someone something and they'll say it's so nice. And I'm like, well, I'm not being nice. It's just true because it's like, I
Well,
don't-
but people have these things called core beliefs that affect their
beliefs.
that affect their.
I just scooted the chair, by the way.
Oh, see. So
No.
so you see. I
Yeah,
couldn't
but
get the line out quick
I
enough.
did it with great care,
Okay.
much
You-
the
you're
way
more
an
gentle.
artisan would do.
An artist or artisan. Well,
artisan.
sometimes you got to be able to punk rock and just move the chair, even if the chair won't move.
Do you ever get
Right?
so hungry you bite your tongue when you're eating the food?
I think that comes from nervousness with me. I'm like,
Yeah.
people are shouting stuff, or my dad is asking too many questions,
George!
or, and I'm just like nervously eating. You got to use things like mindfulness to be more aware of your chewing.
Yeah. Mindfulness.
You got to do things like that.
Isn't mindfulness just awareness?
I think so.
Like, do you ever think you're just overly aware because you have to be so aware when you're as an actor? It's kind of like, give me a break.
Well, I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know how to answer that without getting too verbose about my own experience.
Get verbose. We're in the dark.
Okay, yeah, we're in the
I
dark.
want to know
I'm
what
gonna take my
Radu.
glasses
Why that
off.
was so funny. That was
Yeah,
funny.
what was
isn't
so funny, Radu?
'Cause
I'm gonna take
Yeah,
a
I'm
layer
gonna-
off here.
Me too.
Because we do this thing. With,
I think that we could take our shirts off. Really,
Wait,
we're in the
Radu's-
dark.
Radu's gonna say a thing. Say it. Say
Okay,
your-
I'm
this thing with
sorry.
comics and actors, where like we just generalize, like we're all like this, but like you guys are like the positive end of that, like awareness
Right.
angle or whatever. And then there's also like the actors that are like known for horrible things. And you're like,
It's
you
true.
wouldn't lump all of you in together and say, oh, this is because of awareness.
Oh, so you're saying that some people are more like a creature, where they're just sort of doing it because that's what they do, as opposed to being aware of what they're doing.
Like Charlie Sheen might be just as good at acting as you, but you wouldn't say it's because of his general awareness.
That's interesting to think about. What do you think, Josh? Do you think Charlie Sheen's super aware of himself, everything he's doing it as a thing, or do you think he's sort of like an animal?
I think it's hard for me to answer that definitively. Charlie Sheen has such a big story and a life with
Yeah.
so many roller coaster ups and downs that it's really hard to know where exactly he's at this point in
He's
time.
also a legacy.
He's whoa, the microphone lost its balance. Charlie Sheen has such a story. Like, we don't know what kind of we don't know if Charlie Sheen is sober. We don't know if Charlie Sheen's on something.
Yeah.
We don't know if Charlie Sheen has guilt, if Charlie Sheen
Right.
is in that phase in that space where he's thinking, I haven't done anything wrong. I don't do anything. I'm winning, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Or if he's like, I made mistakes and here I am dealing with those mistakes. I'm messing with this mic thing.
Yeah.
It's fun to tinker. I'm a tinkerer,
My eyes are starting to adjust a bit. To be
I
honest.
think that sometimes are your eyes. Oh yeah, my eyes are definitely like I can see the light coming through the crack of the door.
Yeah,
for
I can
sure.
see that. I can see the outline of your head and stuff. I can see a lot of stuff.
What is?
Isn't it funny how dark something has to be to not see? Like pitch black is quite dark. Yeah, hit us with some of that stuff.
This is a silent.
Silent killer.
This is a silent smoke machine.
Wait, God, we keep having like some fucking
Some clickers,
grounding issues.
Some clicks.
Is it going?
The smoke machine.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think it was,
Hold it down.
but it stinks.
Hold it down.
I'm holding it down.
Stinks
Wait,
of
is it-
fog in here.
Is it?
Let me see. It's not spraying. It
It's-
would make a sound. It would go.
See, when I did it earlier, Radu, when I did it earlier, did you see it happen?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so
It-
you saw it in the
It vapes
invisible.
all over you.
Now, what?
Yeah.
It's to
Vape.
me, it smelled.
Well, yeah,
it's
because it
vapor.
has a smell because it's a thing. Everything has a smell.
That's not a thing.
Everything that exists has a smell.
No. What about things
Yes,
like
it does. Everything does.
carbon monoxide?
Certain poisons.
Carbon monoxide.
No, but you can't smell it, but a dog could.
Canary?
A canary in a.
They don't smell it; they just die.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. The canary doesn't tweet, tweet, tweet. They just die.
Yeah, they literally.
You know what song I?
Hey, guys, I'm going to give you a warning by dying.
You ever listen to that song "Rockin' Robin"?
Ooh,
What do you think about that era of songs? You know what I mean? Where it's like
it's not really rocking enough
there's
for me.
something about the
I've been
50s,
spoiled by the amount of rock that I got. Well, go on.
like 50s roller skates.
I'm already preparing my contradictions, my
I've-
devil's advocates.
all that stuff. Anything that's like rock and rolly, greaser, roller skates, drive-in, Corvette, all that stuff. Anything about that stuff. You know what it does to me? It makes me feel like,
Because
I'm
it
like-
feels too wholesome.
something about it.
Let me ask you a question.
I can't stand it.
Let me ask you a question.
Can't stand
Let
it.
me ask you a question.
Ask me a question.
How do you feel about Link Ray?
Link Ray's an exception to
How about
everything. Link
Eddie
Ray's,
Cochran?
I don't even know Eddie Cochran that well.
He's an early rock and roller, but
Okay.
he's one of those kind of bad boy rockabilly adjacent rock and roll.
Yeah.
Are you making funny faces?
Yeah, it was. So you can tell.
Oh yeah, I
ruined
can
it.
see. I can see.
I gotta make it a little bit darker in here. I think
Alright.
if I
We should
close,
Maybe make it darker. Block that out. Block
yeah,
that out.
I can't today. Can't,
Okay, well,
can't right now.
I think I'm taking a shirt off just to
Okay.
I'm not a tits out guy or a dick out guy, but I just think we're in
Wait,
the dark.
you're not a tits out guy?
No, I'm not a tits out guy, and I'm not
No
a dick
way.
out guy. And that's not. Listen, I'm not here to tell people what's good comedy and what's
Right.
bad comedy. You know, because there's always going to be an exception to the rule.
Always will be an exception.
Always. Like I
Link
could be
Ray.
like, any comedy where someone takes their dick out is not good. And then I'll see something where someone takes their dick out. I'm like, it's not good.
I haven't seen a dick out in
here-
forever.
Oh, but the people, but when we were coming up, people were dicking it out all the time.
I guess, but it's also like that was UCB. And
But
was
other
new.
places too. I'm not, and listen, like I said, I'm not here to criticize. I'm not here to criticize. I don't think I'm wrong. I mean, I don't think it's wrong. There are funny people who take their dicks out on
So
stage.
loud.
Some people I really respect take their dicks out on stage. It's just not for me.
Is it loud?
I'm not a shirt off guy
Is
either.
it louder because it's in the dark? You think?
It's both.
Your senses are heightened. See, I already feel vulnerable. I'm putting my, but that's what I want to do. I wanted to play with vulnerability.
Did you ever see the movie Sneakers?
Yeah.
Remember how cool David Strathairn was in that movie?
Was he your guy in the movie?
He was my guy. You know why?
Why? Because he
He
was blind.
He was blind.
He's blind.
He said, "Don't look. Don't look. Listen."
Have you ever seen Wait Until Dark with Audrey
No.
Hepburn and
No.
Alan Arkin, or
No.
um,
No.
or Scene of Evil with Mia Farrow, directed by Richard Fleischer? That's
No.
a good one.
Ooh.
That's a good one. It's a good.
Scene of
So you
Evil?
don't like music that's like, "Hey, cutie baby, we're going down this roller coaster
No.
tonight.
No. The only thing that's good for is if like I
We're
think
all a little hungry, so we need a milkshake. Then we're all going down the boardwalk tonight. We're gonna kiss, gonna smooch, gonna sit on the bleachers, and then we're gonna go and have a little smoocher.
She's my
Or-
baby. She's my baby. She's such a little sweet little girl.
So you don't
Ooh.
like She's My Baby music.
No.
She's my cutie, cutie,
The only
cutie, and a
time it-
cutie, tootie,
the only
tootie.
time
She's
it's
my
ever
cutie
been
little bop,
good
cutie bop,
is in
cutie
Blue
bop.
Velvet.
Oh yeah,
that-
because he found a way to recontextualize
because he made
it.
it like, oh, let's have someone who's like a murderous guy with this music, you know?
Well, I think it's just. I think what Blue Velvet is doing is it's taking the sweet wholesomeness of that era and that
Yeah.
music and that sound and laying it on this in this Americana way. But then after that, if you go deeper, if you go into the weeds, if you go past the
veneer?
the flowers at the beginning, you go
Right.
into the grass, you go into the dirt with the ants and the muck, and you find a severed ear, and then you go deeper, you get Frank Booth, you get
Right.
fuckers,
Yeah.
you know.
Frank Booth is nasty.
Yeah, you find the nastiness, you know. You find the man. You see what's going on, like the man with the green coat or orange coat, yellow coat.
God, I haven't seen that movie in so long. I forgot that
It's
part.
so
honestly.
good. There's the man with the coat. It's funny because I get it mixed up. So there's the man at the end who's dead, and he's still standing there after his brains have been blown out. Like he hasn't. He's still standing there, and he's got a bright, I think orange coat it is. I'm colorblind, but in Twin Peaks, The Return, where Kyle MacLachlan plays Dougie, he's got like a bright green coat, which is very
it's a
similar.
reference to that.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's a reference. I just noticed it.
Yeah.
That of like there's some parallels.
Well, what are you saying though? When you push past all that stuff, then
When you push past, you get to the darkness because there's darkness going on underneath all the wholesome sugar pop,
Well, there's
baby,
also-
baby, cutie pop, cutie booty booty, gimme,
Yeah.
gimme, lit. You know,
It's pretty dark
Wouldn't it be
anyways.
fun? Wouldn't it be funny or interesting? Maybe it wouldn't be funny at all. What would a song sound like that were totally crass and awful? I'm sure some band has done it, but
Oh,
it was like that
I
kind
bet
of.
like Mr.
know-
Bungle or someone. I bet he's
You know,
done it. You know.
We're going, you know,
Well, they
we're
say
going
she's
to
not
the
gonna-
glory hole, gonna suck some dick or something
Oh
like that.
God, that sounds
Gonna
like
jizz all over the big titties
sketch
tonight.
sketch writing 101. Come on
Yeah.
down to Ace
Yeah.
Comedy Theater
Yeah.
and join our sketch writing 101 team. Can you do that now? Do you think that whatever?
Should start a sketch writing team?
I don't
I'd
know.
like to do it. Honestly, I'm almost
No.
45
We
years
should
old, and I could use the workshopping.
You
I
should
could use
start-
the workout.
You guys should start a comedy scam.
Scam?
Comedy
Yeah.
scam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Learn from these experienced
yeah,
guys
yeah,
with
yeah.
credits.
I thought about
Yeah.
teaching an acting class, but I don't think I could. I think it would. I don't know. Something about it would be.
You feel embarrassed?
I don't know. I think I would feel
I've
like
done
I'm
it.
not qualified.
No, you're qualified.
But I
You've got
also
lots
would-
to say on the subject.
Yeah,
That's the
but-
thing. If you've got lots to say, you talk about it almost every time you do a podcast.
Because I think about it all the time.
Well, but you probably got lots to say,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people who want to hear about that. Or
Yeah.
maybe you should charge them. Maybe what you should do. Here's the scam.
Just
you,
give speeches.
No. You you get a bunch of students together in a
Yeah.
class, and you screen your podcast every week.
Oh my God, yeah.
Just do stand up.
Listen to this talk. No, yeah, you just do a set.
But how do you? I've
You
had,
do a set. No, you just talk about acting.
I think it'd be interesting because if you are teaching acting class, isn't it a form of directing? Because you are directing people. You're telling them like,
Yeah.
how to modulate
I
what
think
they're
it is.
doing.
Is there
Yeah.
someone who says it's not?
Well, I don't know. I was just
think
thinking
it
about
is.
that because I haven't thought about it because we're in the dark. So
Some great directing.
leaves
We're
me
in the
free
dark
to
is
think
giving you.
about stuff.
Okay, it's kind of like meditating.
Yeah, I can think
you
about
close your
stuff.
eyes and then the thoughts come and go.
yeah. Are you still doing? Do you do meditate in the morning?
Oh yeah, twice a day. Did it
You
this
do.
morning.
So how do you work? How do you do it in the morning? Josh and I both do transcendental meditation.
Johnny
We've
got
learned
me
it-
into it.
I got you into it, right? And I just went to went to talk to the teacher
Lynn?
again. Yeah.
Lynn?
Wonderful Lynn.
Love Lynn. Hope
So
she's watching.
do you wake up? How do you do it in the morning?
It's a different from time to time. I
Well,
mean,
what's like your most?
if I've got a day planned, I will like this morning. I knew I had to get up because I
Right.
had the voiceover thing.
yeah.
And I set my alarm, and I knew I was going to take a lift to Burbank, so I
Right.
set my alarm to give myself time to meditate. So, and then I got in the lift and whatever. But a lot of times I'll wake up and I'll just sit up in bed and
Yeah.
do it. But
That's what you're
other
supposed to do,
times,
right?
I don't know if there's a suspo-
Well, they,
I don't know
they
if
say
there's
that's a
if
good
there's
way to
spo-
do it. A good way.
That's
to,
a good way. Sometimes I will move over to a chair
Mhm.
and do it. This morning, because I was in a space that wasn't my own, I was like, well, I'm not sure the space. Like, and this bed was
Yeah.
sort of like, I didn't want to like lean against the wall because I'd be uncomfortable.
Right.
And then I got up and I was like, I got up and I had some thought. Like I went and I took a shower real quick first because I got in real late last night and I didn't shower after being on the airplane.
Yeah.
So I hosed off real quick and then I got dressed and then I sat on the couch and meditated. It was very nice.
Nice.
It was very nice.
Very nice.
It was very nice.
Very nice.
It was very nice.
What do you think about chips? I want to know about that. We talked about this earlier, but we didn't get into it.
I don't remember what we were
You
getting
were
into.
you were telling me how you can't eat chips anymore or something like
I
that.
don't know what you're talking about. Oh,
Come
I mean,
on,
well,
chips.
I've got a lot of dietary restrictions.
Yes. So let's talk about chips.
Well, I mean, I talk about this a lot. Anyone who knows me and has talked to me in the past 6 months has
Yeah.
heard me say this. But for those who are listening who want to get to know me and haven't heard me or haven't viewed into my new screen show, here come the details.
Right.
I'm going to tell you what happened.
Just tell me.
6-ish months ago, I got some blood work done. I happened to be in Los Angeles because I had a doctor's appointment. And I just happened to be here for a doctor's appointment, and I went to the doctor's appointment because I had set the doctor's appointment up a year earlier. And so then I did my blood work, and I was not feeling good. I'll be honest, I was not feeling good, and I
Right.
was heavier, my clothes were tight, and my feet were always hurting, and I had just different feelings of inflammation. And the blood work said my A1C was high. A1C is the test they do to test, your blood glucose level, your blood sugar level of the past 3 months. And so basically, I was what they call pre-diabetic. I was above 5.7.
Pre-DB.
Pre-DBA, and I was below 6.5, so that was about 6.2 or 3, I can't remember, and so I was real scared by that because I didn't know what that meant. So then I went and I read up on it, and they were like, well, you just got to cut this down, and my parents were like, you just got to do moderation, you just got to, and I was like, no, I can't do no moderation.
Yeah.
I want all the cookies if I eat a cookie.
You can't moderate.
I want 2 pints of ice cream if I'm gonna have ice cream.
Yeah.
So I went hardcore, and I cut out all. And I did a lot of reading, like, well, what can I eat? What can I eat? And I focused on eating that. I said, no more rice, no more bread, no more sugar, no more potatoes, no more starchy stuff, no more noodles, no more pasta. So I ate a lot of quinoa, I ate a lot of greens, I ate a lot of olive oil, I ate a lot of beans, I ate a lot of legumes, and I ate a lot of chicken. I just avoided red meat and butter just for this. It's not the worst for you, but, pre-diabetic, I ate a lot of nuts. If I ate fruit, I try to stick to berries,
A whole fruit.
No
juices.
I didn't do juices.
No juice.
I didn't do bananas. I didn't do the higher ones. So I really just like everything I ate. I got OCD. I said, is this okay for pre-diabetic? Is this okay for? And then 3 months later, I reversed it and I got it down to 5.6.
Wow.
And then I was like, I'm gonna keep this diet up. Here's where it gets frustrating. I'm gonna keep this diet up and just like stick with it hardcore, no sugar, nothing, and I maybe occasionally have a steak now, but red meat's not bad for you. And then I got it tested again a few weeks back, and then the A1C went up. And I said, what in the hell happened? And then I talked to the doctors, and they were like, I don't know. I mean, it's not bad because it went up just a little.
A hair.
It went to the point of pre-diabetic was like 5.8. But I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. Like, you don't understand. I have had zero sugar.
So it was at pre-diabetic or not pre-diabetic?
It was like one notch
below
into pre-diabetic.
One notch into pre-diabetic.
So I was originally reversed it, not pre-diabetic, normal. And then I continued that diet, and then now. So I don't know. And I tried Googling like, why would this happen? Why would this happen? And they didn't tell me. I think it was what they call a lab error, but the doctor wouldn't let me retest. She's like, well, your insurance. So that was really frustrating because I was really hoping that I would be able to get. That I was hoping I'd be able to like be carried off in a chair and be like, you're so healthy, your A1C's so low, you can eat cookies, you can do what you want.
Like you can't do what you want because
I cannot or I can't.
How you got there is by not eating that. So why would you want to go back to eating stuff?
What I would like to do is reintroduce the idea of moderation.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what I would wanted to do. And I felt like if I had a clean slate, here's how it would have been perfect in my mind. If I felt like I had a clean slate where I was like, it's so low, now I know if I have a cookie once every 2 weeks, if I have some ice cream tonight, if I eat chips with the Mexican meal, and I eat as many chips as I want with salsa, I'm not going to be worried about what happens. But now it's like I'm still,
Can I talk to you about glucose for a minute?
Tell me, please.
So I am interested in this idea of having good sugars because I can't really do no sugar. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
But,
well, you could try it.
No, I can't because of my bowels. I just have to have.
You have to have some sugar.
Some sort of like things that sugar comes with, like bread and stuff like that. I have to have. Otherwise,
sourdough.
Yeah, but it still has sugar in it.
You have to have sugar, is what you're saying.
Some form, but evidently glucose is the best form of sugar to have. It's the least. It's the least sweet. It's the most. I don't know, something about it.
Converts to like the least amount of ethanol.
There you go. Roger just said it.
What did he say?
It converts to the least amount of ethanol. It's the least.
Ethanol?
When your body processes it, it gets processed in the best way. Glucose does.
So I thought that glucose is like when you eat sugar, or bread or carbs, it turns. I ate quinoa and things like that. No rice, but I ate quinoa and grains.
Well, rice is okay. Rice is glucose.
Well, brown rice, it was recommended I don't eat rice.
Well,
so
most things are a mixture of the different sugars.
Well, I was saying your body converts it to glucose, but your body also already makes glucose.
Or sucrose or fructose.
Right.
So the other two are worse.
Yeah, fructose is in.
We're a health science podcast.
Fructose and glucose are in fruit. Sometimes some has more than others. Honey is glucose and fructose.
I don't do honey.
Right, because it's too sweet. It's got too much sugar.
I know. I just get nervous if I eat anything too sweet.
I guess what I'm saying is
what
that
are you looking for?
I'm trying to just only have foods that have that are high in glucose and not fructose.
So name some of those foods.
White rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes.
So starch stuff.
Starch stuff, right. But starches.
Pasta?
Pasta, as long as it doesn't have, certain starches are okay. Like you can't be like green bananas, but if they're nice and ripe, then it's okay.
Oh, you can't do green bananas.
Actually, no, but I think that, yeah, because that's too much starch and not enough.
Oh, you need it to be a little more sugar. You need it to, it, I guess, breaks down and turns to sugar.
And berries are okay because the thing
Isn't that
is,
interesting? Everything breaks down and turns to sugar.
as long as as long as the sugar comes with fiber, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's just a thing in nature. I think
I was going to say or protein. Oh, protein and fat.
Protein and fat, but fiber is the most important aspect of it because fiber insulates the sugar from being taken up quickly.
Does your brain ever like invent fake science? Where you're like,
All the time.
probably what's going on. So what's going on here is
That's
that
true,
the
though.
sugar
That's real.
particles. Well, there's some truth to what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
The sugar particles, they get converted to glucose and they become sticky and they stick to your cells and they stick to everything.
They stick to the walls.
They're sticking to the walls inside your body. And what happens is that slows everything down, and the red blood cells don't carry. I'm sorry to science people who I'm fucking, or real diabetics who I'm fucking this up.
But science
they
people
don't
are always pissed.
They don't carry. And also, doctors. Here's the thing with doctors. I get frustrated because I want a doctor to be a teacher and a detective, and really they're just like trying to move you along.
You got to find a better doctor.
I know. Well, I don't have one. But anyway, so the sugar, you eat too much sugar, and you get everything gets sticky and it slows everything down. So if you eat a bunch of fiber, the fiber rips it out. It scrapes. This is where my fake science comes.
This is
that
definitely
fiber
fake.
scrapes it
This
out.
is fully
and
fake.
Same the protein. The protein blocks it. The protein blocks it. And then
This is like the school bus.
The fat congeals.
Yes.
The fat
Yes.
cleans it.
Yes,
The fat.
the fat
I'll get that
congeals.
olive oil in your veins.
Oh, the
that
fat
olive oil pumps in that
congeals.
olive oil sweeps it out. The protein blocks it. The fiber grabs it. The fiber grabs it.
fiber
You want that
grabs it.
fiber to grab it. You want that protein to block it. And the fat. Ooh, that olive oil. Give me a glass of olive oil. I just feel good when I eat olive oil. Good olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil, of course. When people say anything other than extra virgin olive oil, it's like, yeah, what are you talking about? Of course we mean extra virgin olive oil.
Also, evidently, a lot of olive oil is not real. But,
What about extra virgin olive oil?
well, I think there's
You
no
saying
way.
that they're bullshitting us on that?
I'm saying it's the kind of thing where like,
There's no
is that
checks
a
and
real
balances.
handbag? Is that a real? You know what I mean?
There's no checks and balances.
There's
Is what you're
no-
saying?
We just don't know what we're getting.
We don't know who or how to trust it.
We don't know if
It
what
could
we're
be worse.
getting is the real thing or not. We just don't know because
You liked Faith No More?
I like them.
You said Mr. Bungle. Yeah, that album, The Real Thing. That's a great album.
It's great.
I love Faith No More.
It's very good.
I think that I'm going to say it. I love Faith No More.
I think they're pretty good.
Well, I just think they're cool.
They're very cool.
Yeah. Those first two albums, I think that I get a little bit of nostalgia in there too because I
Hey,
remember.
what do you think about the flavor of apple cinnamon?
like when you put apples and cinnamon together?
Yeah.
Or when you have a fake produced
No,
version?
the real thing.
So like when you have like a
Like if you had I had some dried apples this morning that had cinnamon on them.
Well, that sounds nice.
It was just, but don't you think that's such a good flavor?
What I do as a snack is slice up apples and put real cinnamon on it.
That's what I just. As opposed to what? When I say cinnamon, it's real cinnamon. It's not like when I'm saying cinnamon.
Sugar. I'm
about
addressing. I'm not addressing
cinnamon?
you. I'm addressing a listener
I
who
know,
goes
but
when they hear
You
cinnamon,
felt
they
the
see
need to say
cinnamon sugar.
real cinnamon when it's cinnamon
Well,
itself.
maybe I meant to put real in front
You know
of
what
the
I'm saying?
apples.
I guess what I'm saying is that we live in a world now where if you don't qualify real cinnamon, it might mean it's not real
Yeah,
cinnamon.
you got to qualify a lot of stuff these days because the
God.
world is fucked up. I'm gonna be honest. It's a fucked up world. What if I were a shirt off guy?
You want to finish up with the shirt off?
Do you? No.
Okay. You don't have to.
I'm too vulnerable. I mean, I tried it because I'm willing for you. I'll go there. I'll
I
experiment
have a
with
little
something
idea.
different. I'm
I'm
not
gonna
gonna be a
try
dick
something.
out guy.
I'm gonna try something
No
right
one
now.
wants that.
Ready?
No one wants
Yeah,
that.
so I'm going to blind us real quick.
Blinded by the phone.
I'm going to blind us again so we...
I'm trying to think. Where's the register?
can't-
Okay. That's an interesting idea.
So
I'm
now-
not gonna get it directly in my pupus.
I'm getting it good in there.
I'm gonna get it from behind.
Get it real good in
You
there.
know, like at the doctor's
So now
office.
when I
they take
turn
a
it
look.
off, it's going to be super...
Wait, I need one more. Hold on.
Okay, one more blast.
I think the door is the problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. Okay, I know. But now look at it. I can't.
Well, I'm frustrated that this is the test beta. You're gonna. It doesn't make any difference to me. I can still see
Yeah, I
great.
can still see pretty
When,
good.
when you have someone else who you do this with, you're gonna do a better job with the door, huh?
Well, this is.
Is this the only time you're gonna do this?
No, I
gonna keep
sat-
doing this?
I sat in here for a while, but it takes such a long time for your eyes to acclimate. I
Yeah.
just didn't realize.
Now, can
I tried to tape up
Radu,
the door.
can you see my eyes?
Yes.
Can you see I do this fun little trick with my eyes? Hold on, I do this trick. Can you see that?
Holy shit.
Oh, I can't
Fun
see
little
it.
trick.
I can't see
Hi,
it.
everybody.
I
Oh
can't
my
see it.
goodness, I do this fun trick with my eyes.
Remember that song "I Can't Dance" by Genesis?
Yeah.
That was such a bad song.
I liked it. Well, you know why I
Oh,
liked it? Because the music video was funny.
It was funny. Okay, well,
He's spoofing like MC Hammer.
I think we have to close out.
Oh, for real? We had
Yeah.
so much fun.
I know,
Do we
but
have
that's-
any? Did we make any important points? Did we change any lives? I think we messed with the form and we did something
we
new.
had a
We
great
made
one.
art. I think we really made
It's
art.
probably, there's
But
probably
did we
at
get to
least
the bottom of that
60
big subject? That big the
No,
deep
because
thought?
I can't be specific because I think it's just
You
me
couldn't- no, you
thinking
can't be
it up by
specific because you're
myself.
scared you're gonna like shit talk someone.
No, not so much at
How
all.
often do you get scared of shit talking someone
Never.
in the public space?
Never, because
So you're like Kurt Cobain in that way.
no, I also just don't shit talk people because I think it's really bad to do that.
No. You get. I was saying you get scared you're gonna shit talk.
No, I never get scared about it
See, because I don't. I think it's. Wait, tell me more. You say you never shit talk someone because.
because it's just such a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like
Do you think we were shit talking Bernthal?
no, but also who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit
It's
talk?
like we weren't talking. We were just talking about.
no,
him.
we're just we're taking the piss out. Also, we're comedy figures.
Yeah, and
he's a public figure.
Yeah, he's a public
He's putting
figure.
himself out there, and he is a very distinct public figure. It's not a knock on his abilities or his skills. That was something we didn't get on when we were talking about earlier. Skills and talent are and I just want to say, as a comedian or an actor or any kind of artist, there are a handful of skills that you can gather to make
Right.
your craft better, to make you better. And then there's also the you that comes out, the ideas, the personal thing that informs, and your skills are tools, and you use those tools.
yeah,
You
I
know,
think it's all part of the same
with,
thing.
Same with stand-up and how you use that form. Just a man and a mic, and then maybe you throw some other stuff in there, some other technology or tools, and it's all an evolving art form, and
Yeah.
not one has to kill the other. You can
No.
always bring it back and scale it down and scale it back and
But
do
some
it old
people
school
really
and do it new
suck.
school. Yeah, suck.
Some people
I
really
thought you weren't going to
suck.
shit talk anyone over here.
I'm just saying some people really suck and probably shouldn't be doing it. But here's the thing.
Well, I would say to those people. I know you're going to say here's the thing. I was just going to say those people that they should keep doing it.
I think
Keep at it, man.
Also,
here's the
yeah,
thing. What's
yeah,
the thing?
keep at it because I don't care if you're bad at it. It's you know what that means? More for me.
More for me.
More for me.
It doesn't hurt anyone for someone else to be bad, unless it hurts people, and they're bad,
It's
and they're
like, what's that
spreading a
guy-
message of hate.
The guy that's like the dumpster for all shit talking is that MMA fighter guy who used to
I
do
know him.
who used to do comedy. Maybe he still does comedy, but he's just like empirically.
Who?
He's,
I don't know.
Everyone knows who I'm talking about.
I don't.
Like
I
it's-
don't know.
Well,
I'm-
that's even better. You
His
don't know?
initials are BS.
Yeah, like that guy's
I
like
don't know
empirically.
him.
It's just so who even cares? It's like sort of like if you had like a dog at a restaurant and it misbehaved, like, well,
cut,
yeah,
cut to yogurt. Cut to yogurt.
are you guys surprised that this dog is misbehaving at a restaurant?
Yeah, let's check in
Like,
with the yogurt cam real
It's
quick.
doing what a dog does. So that's how I feel about him.
Actually,
it's a more extreme.
I've
It's an extreme analogy, but it's you know what I mean. It's like
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Give
I
him
know
a
what you mean.
break. It's what he does. It's like the nature of that type of person to be this way. And if people like that, that's fine. Let them like that shit. It's fine. You know. what I mean?
Yeah, people can like,
like-
that shit. I mean,
it's like you
don't
wanna-
hurt nobody.
you
That's
wanna
the
eat-
thing. Don't hurt nobody.
You want to have like a crappy dinner? Go ahead. Go ahead and have a crap. Go ahead with your bad taste.
Yeah.
You're not hurting me at all.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when
Like,
you can't get the
enjoy
taste
your
out of your
bad
way
taste.
everywhere you go.
Yeah, it does suck, but also
When-
it just shows that it's like if
Well,
you
something
have,
I've been doing as I get older. Sorry to cut you off again. I shouldn't apologize. I should just do it because hey, we're in the live. We're in the live-osphere.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Also, I like that. Here's one thing I like about performing with you and just spending time with you is that it's just the ADHD. We can fly and be ourselves.
Right.
It's always safe. It can come and go as a plea. You can cut me off. I can cut you off. It's never going to get lost. There's always something to talk about, And also, anytime I feel like we're wrapping up, it's like, oh, but I got so much more to say. But we can do it again.
I was just thinking about something. When's the last time
Yeah.
you drooled on purpose?
I mean, it's not something that's so crazy for me.
I
I
think
would
it's
do it.
I think it's so difficult. I don't think I could do it. I think you could do it. You know what I mean? Like not swallow for a length of time.
Get that mouth wet, boy.
Remember that one time on stage when you kept repeating a phrase over and over again?
Remind me.
It was on our show at the Satellite. At the end of the show, you kept repeating this phrase, and you did it all the way until the security guy left. You did it for like maybe 20 minutes straight until everyone walked out.
Yes, I remember.
That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Remember what the phrase was?
It was something like, wouldn't that be nice? Or it was something
Yeah.
like
Wouldn't
what?
that be-
Like what else? What else?
And
It
you
was something like that, and I
You
just
must
kept
repeat
doing it.
it a couple, like 1,000 times or more.
Everyone kept trying to get me to break, and everyone tried. People were
And
getting mad.
We packed up everything.
Yeah.
We turned the mics off and everything, and everyone left. And it was just the security guard left. And then you finally stopped, I think, once he went into the foyer in the front.
Yeah. At once everybody
so
was
cool.
gone. That was a fun. You know what? That was a fun commitment game. And if I were someone who really liked to pull things on, I'm not a prankster.
Yeah.
Actually, people think I'm a prankster. I'm not a prankster.
No.
I don't like to do.
Yeah.
I don't like to be like, I know more than you know. I'm so smart than you aren't. But I do like to do things that mess with the form.
Right.
But that was fun because I felt like maybe at some points I couldn't quite I wasn't enjoying myself throughout the show. And then
Yeah.
I think to do that became like a fun
Because it's such a
stunt.
deep amount of commitment. I was thinking about
It's
that.
fun. Yeah, committing to something makes
Yeah.
something more fun. You were thinking about what?
Well, when you go on an MRI, it's kind of similar to that.
Did you have an MRI recently?
I have had them. I have them
Yeah,
about once
yeah,
every other year.
Once every year.
But the when you did that, it's the same as like an MRI or meditating because you're committed to the thing, and you committed to that on your own. You chose to do it, but you were so committed so hard it became like a meditation for you. You said that afterwards.
Oh, did I?
You did. And I was thinking about that, how when we meditate, we have the mantra, which is similar to that. You were saying the thing over and over again. You're committed to spending a certain amount of time repeating a thing until it sort of metastasizes and mutates and changes and allows stuff to flow. I think if you go into an MRI, you're committed. You cannot move. You have to be relaxed. Because if you're not relaxed, you're going to freak out and it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
Because you have to do that because you're going there for your health. You got to go on that tube. It sucks. It's claustrophobic. Everyone's claustrophobic. People say, I'm claustrophobic. It's like, yeah, because you're a fucking human. We're all claustrophobic by our nature.
Yeah.
But it's the ability to overcome that, which makes you, that's the divinity. That's like the fucking drawing down the power. So I was thinking about this, like, when I like fidget a lot. Like I move around all the time.
Me too.
Big time, but
I'm gonna try to hold still while you.
when
say
I
this
have to
next
go in the makeup chair for work, it's a long amount of time. And the makeup guys were like, "You're so good at this. You're like one of the best people we've ever done this for. Like you sit still for
But it's
so
like
long."
the ultimate compliment from a makeup.
Right,
person.
but I'm
I
like-
want that so bad.
I'm like, "Me?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I don't think that is the case, but I guess it's the same as an MRI or something where I'm thinking, well, I have to be still, so I'm just going to be fucking still." And even though my nature is not to be still, but when I have to do the thing, it's almost like the burden of movement has been taken away. Does that make sense? Like I don't have the choice anymore.
right.
So
Limitations that
Yeah.
take that to art. Sometimes giving yourself limitations or rules or diet. Sometimes saying you can't
Yeah,
eat these
you
things you
can't.
love, and then you find a new thing. I mean, I lost 40 pounds. That's
Right.
another
That's
part of
a
my
lot of-
story.
that's a
I
lot of
lost
weight.
40 pounds, and I was like, why have I gained all this weight in recent years? And now I feel more like myself. And I mean, I'm older, so that's going
Right.
to happen. But
the
but-
limitations give you so much because it's like a thing where you don't have to think about this whole thinking about this thing is gone.
yeah,
And if you don't have to think about it all, it's not even a consideration. Like if someone, I don't know, there's something about that that's very freeing. If you have all these limitations, I think that's also what draws people to like certain kind of wacko fundamentalist religions is the fact there's certain
There's
things
rules.
they're just gone, so you don't have to even
you
consider
have
the
to commit
fact.
to these rules.
Like, oh, do you want to have a bunch of pork ribs? Well, of course you do, because it's the most delicious thing in the world. But
Yeah.
I just can't. I just
Same.
can't.
Of course, I want tons of pints of ice
Yeah.
cream.
Do I want to drink alcohol? You just can't. You just
Yeah.
can't. It's not allowed. You want to like have food after dark. Oh, this month we don't. You can't do it,
Yeah.
and it all ends up being. I
You
think
can't look at a woman when you walk in the room
you
until
just
you
can't.
sit down and bow your head twice.
you just can't do
You just
it.
can't do it.
I don't know. I would like more of that. I think, unfortunately.
You maybe you think that in your future you see yourself like committing to a major religion
No, I mean I've thought
just for
about
the sake
it,
of the rules. I just want the rules.
I have thought about
I'm
it,
in
yeah.
the religion for the rules.
but I think the reason the rules work is the community that goes with it. Because you have
Right.
other people who are also like, hey, I'm also not doing that.
Well, rewinding to the meditation, for me, what I've always tried to say about doing it myself is that I need the structure. I need the
Yeah.
routine. And, of course, the benefits come from the do it, and it's relaxing, and it's nice, and whatever. I think there's all the talk of, like, new neural pathways and things like that that get created in your brain and stuff. But knowing, like, there's a thing when I get up in the morning and also in the afternoon
You have something to do.
that I'm going to do this. Same. I
Yeah.
also try to drink 3 glasses of water in the morning or 4.
Oh,
That's kind of
4.
like a thing where it's like I'm doing that. I'm doing that for my metabolism. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of like I get up and I go, what do I have to do today? Well, I know I have to meditate. Well, I know I have to drink water.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, and then you get on to the next stuff. But that bit that the like what or
Yeah.
whatever it was. It's funny, I forgot about that meditation part where it's like, there were many times when I remember doing that bit, all of a sudden now you tell me, I'm doing the bit and I am very conscious of what the people in the room are thinking. I'm very conscious of who's trying to fuck with me.
You're very aware.
Yes, I was very aware. And then there becomes
it's
points when
meditative.
it becomes like, now I'm just noticing where my hand is going. Now I'm just noticing that I just keep saying it. Now I just whatever. And then I'm like, and then you go back. It became a. You're right. It became a fun exercise of commitment, and the people liked it too.
Everybody loves commitment. You gotta commit. Everybody loves commitment. Everybody loves commitment. Now, how do you feel about Gary Lewis and the Playboys? They've got that song, Everybody Loves a Clown, so why can't you? No, anything Jerry Lewis, I'm out. No, it's not Jerry, it's Gary, Jerry's son. Well, same thing, I'm out. You don't like Jerry Lewis, the comedian? He's okay, his movies are good. Okay, you don't like him personally? I don't know, I don't like his... I don't know. He's a cantankerous bastard. I think... He's a cantankerous bastard who was so successful and died miserable. So successfully died. He died miserably. But he did invent video assist, which Jim Carrey later used. Jim Carrey later used? Many people later used. We're using it right now. We're using we can thank Jerry Lewis for that video assist. Isn't that crazy that Jerry Lewis invented video assist? Like, what a pioneer.
He was, yeah, he was a pioneer in a lot of ways, but also an unhappy guy. The movie King of Comedy, great movie.
Yep.
Anyway, he had a son, Gary Lewis, in the Playboys, and they had a lot of Tulsans in their band. We're talking Tulsa over here. Do we need to wrap up? We're having
We should wrap up, yeah.
Yeah, because then it's
That's why I'm putting all the effects on. This is like a wrap up.
to wrap it up. Well, we could just keep talking about, well, guess what we're doing again? And guess what? You're coming back to Tulsa in a week, and we're going to do another one of my shows. Oh, that's good.
How does that look? Does that look cool?
Damn.
I bet it looks pretty damn cool.
Damn, I feel like a woman. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Good night, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining the experiment.
Good job.
I'm trying to drool.
The way to drool, I'll tell you the way to drool.
Oh my god.
Oh, I have to. I do it. I'm all of them.
His tongue is so much longer than yours.
I got Gene Simmons' tongue.
It's upsetting.
I worked with an actor who had the biggest tongue ever, a world record. Bye.